18. Trev's Hockey Show. I'm the Trev. You know that. If you're tuning in, if you're watching, it's too sweet. Anyway, continuing on with retired numbers. Now, I know my first two retired numbers videos aren't necessarily the biggest climbers, but continuing on with it anyway. And yes, I am taking care of the easy ones early. The ones that actually require not so much investigation, not so much notes, all that fun stuff. Today's is no exception. Today we're looking at the number 93 down in Florida. It's a little bit of backstory. If you know who Bill Torrey is, he is the guy basically responsible for the success of the New York Islanders. You know, taking them from expansion team in 72 to a dynasty in the 80s to a rebuild in the 90s, and then essentially losing his job in 92, 93. Not so much losing it in the sense that he was fired, it was more or less he was kicked out of the position. But in between 92, 93, Wayne Huizenga, you might know of him. He was basically the mastermind of Blockbuster Video in the Florida, Miami region in the 90s. But on December 10th, 1992, Wayne Huizenga was the principal owner of the Florida Panthers and was granted that franchise, along with Walt Disney Company being granted the expansion team in Anaheim. That was supposed to begin play in 93-94. On April 20th, 1993, Bill Torrey, the guy in question in this video, was hired on as the president of the Florida Panthers. Now, the timing of this was almost rushed because it was not even 2 months later they had an expansion draft. They had to fill their roster full of players and whatever else. But the rules for the expansion draft for Anaheim, Florida, compared to the rules for the expansion draft for San Jose, Tampa Bay, and Ottawa, were a little different. They're granted access to good players as opposed to bottom 6 forwards and number 7 defensemen and career minor leaguers. So when they decided to go ahead with the expansion draft, him and Bobby Clark, who was Florida's first GM at the time, they put out a really good roster. They drafted really good players such as John Van Beesbrook, Paul Laus, Gord Murphy, Tom Fitzgerald, Scott Mellenby, Brian Scrudlin, Mike Huff, David Lowry, and Bill Lindsay, just to name a few. I mean, on paper, you could look at that and be like, well, I mean, that wasn't necessarily the best roster they could have put out, right? Wrong. It was the best expansion roster to that date. They finished the 93-94 season with the best record for expansion teams in league history. Even the St. Louis Blues from 67-68. They did better than them. But they didn't make the playoffs. But you can fast forward another 2 years. Their third year in existence. Not only are they a playoff team, they beat the Pittsburgh Penguins in the conference finals to go to the Stanley Cup final. So in 3 years, they're cup contenders. And obviously they got swept by Colorado, but that's beside the point. They made leaps and bounds, and a lot of it can be attributed to Bill Torrey. And I mean, he had a plethora, I guess you could say, of good minds and good people in that situation to give himself the best roster he could get. And not only that, but as far as like drafting players in general was concerned, he did really good. The Florida Panthers' first draft pick was Rob Niedermeyer, Scott's brother. He was there when they drafted Jovanovski first overall. As far as trades is concerned, the best trade he made in Florida was that to get Pavel Bure out of Vancouver and into Florida, and that made them playoff contenders for a couple of years before they shipped him out. But that was after Torrey's time. But Torrey's footprint was essentially all over the Florida Panthers. He was so into every ounce of that team that he was even instrumental in the jersey design. At the time, the Huizenga is more or less Wayne's wife. Liked what they did with the Florida Marlins at the time, with the teal and the black and the gray. Teal, black. Torrey talked her out of that being a good idea. And when they came out with the red jerseys, Wayne Huizenga's wife went to Torrey and said, you know what, I like those jerseys better. So he was pretty instrumental in the top to bottom of the Florida Panthers in the beginning. Fast forward to December 2000, when the Panthers were essentially cleaning house. You know, I mean, I don't think they were rebuilding at the time, but they were going through the list of GM, coach, all those guys, and getting a lot of the dead weight out. And for 4 months, from December 2000 to April 2001, he was what he was initially brought into the league as, a GM. And I mean, nothing spectacular happened in that run. The Florida Panthers missed the playoffs. But he could at least say he left the position in what he started out his career as a GM. And he retired after that season, but stayed on as a special consultant for the team. And on October 23rd, 2010, in a game against the Islanders, the Panthers retired number 93 in honor of Bill Torrey. Why number 93? Well, it's when they came into the league. So of course they're going to give that one to Torrey, right? And this isn't the first banner Bill Torrey has anywhere. The Islanders actually gave him one. Not so much a number, but just a banner right beside Al Arbor. His banner signifying his 1,500 wins as a coach. It just says Torrey, has a bow tie, and has the architect underneath it. Here's a picture of it. So aside from the success he had in New York and the job he did in Oakland, because he started out his career in Oakland, he was elected to the Hockey Hall of Fame in 1995 and was the first person in Florida Panthers history to have a number retired. Even though he didn't play for the team, he was instrumental, like I said, in the early success that the Panthers had. Well, essentially almost the only success they've really had, but that's a different argument for a different day. So that was episode 18 of Trev's Hockey Show. I want to thank you for tuning in. Your viewership always means so much to me. Always has, always will. I do appreciate you guys when you tune in. You gave me the thumbs up. You help boost my numbers. It's a great thing. I do appreciate every ounce of it. What I would appreciate more, though, is if you gave this video a thumbs up. If you wanted to give me your comments and let me know what you think on this video or any other video that I've pumped out for that matter, feel free to spew your thoughts. I'll definitely read it. I always do. And if you really want to, there's a subscribe button in this corner. I'm tired of pointing in this corner because this corner's wrong. It's this corner. Hit that thing and stay up to date with all the content that I'm putting out on this channel. If you want to, you can find Trev's Trade Page on Facebook at Trev's Trade Page. You can also find the parent channel on Facebook at Trev's TV. You can also find Trev TV on Instagram at Rockstar Trev TV. And much like the goal of this channel is to get to 50 subs, I got 2 more other channels that I'd like to get to 50 subs as well. Here's what you're looking for. So moving forward, as far as the retired numbers is concerned, I think there's at least one more that's an easy peasy one to do, and then it's getting down to actual players who have their numbers retired. So that's coming. I want to do 2 hockey history videos. I got the 4 division predictions. I got the hockey pool with Melissa to do, and 2 more jersey reactions that I know of this month. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, at least 10 videos I'm going to do in September. So if you're one that stays up to date with all my content, it's a good month. But either way, in the meantime, and in between time, be on the lookout for more videos from the Trev. Later.